Breaking news, folks! Things are heating up behind the scenes at the Buffalo Bills, and I've got some red-hot info that you need to hear right now. The season hasn't even started yet, but behind the curtains, the action is already full throttle. Our general manager, Brandon Beane, has fire in his eyes and is dead set on leading this franchise to another Super Bowl run, and this time, it's all about bringing that trophy home. But hold on, it's not all sunshine and roses. As hungry as the team is to win, there are still some sensitive issues within the roster that need to be addressed. And yeah, that could seriously affect our performance down the road. I'm plugged into everything that's going on, and in just a moment, I'll share all the juicy details I've picked up over the past few hours. But first, a quick favor. Smash that like button below, but only if you trust Beane's vision and believe he's the guy who'll take us to another Super Bowl. Man, I'm all in on this. If you believe in the mission too, drop it in the comments. Go Bills! Let's go to the Super Bowl. Now, lock in, because what I'm about to share needs your full attention. Let's get into it. Could the Buffalo Bills be on the verge of making one of the biggest moves of the offseason? One that could completely alter the trajectory of Josh Allen's prime years and potentially redefine the franchise's offensive identity for years to come? There's a name floating around that has caught the attention of insiders, fans, and now the front office in Buffalo, Terry McLaurin. Yes, that Terry McLaurin, Pro Bowler, All-Pro, Washington Commanders star, and possibly the next man to wear red, white, and blue in Orchard Park. Let's cut to the chase. Bleacher Report just dropped a bold prediction, and it's not one pulled out of thin air. According to them, the Bills are primed to make a serious run at McLaurin. This isn't just speculation. It's a scenario backed by on-field logic, contract realities, and the ever-increasing arms race in the AFC. Think of it as a perfect storm brewing behind the scenes, and the Bills, finally, might be ready to go all in. McLaurin isn't just another receiver. He's a game changer, a vertical threat with precise route running, deep ball speed, and a relentless work ethic. And here's the kicker. Bleacher Report believes he wouldn't just be a weapon in Buffalo, he'd be WR1 from the moment he steps on the field. With Josh Allen slinging the ball and two solid tight ends already in the mix, inserting McLaurin into this offense could turn it into one of the most dynamic attacks in football. Let's not ignore what's already bubbling in Washington. McLaurin, nicknamed Scary Terry, is locked in a growing contract dispute. According to NFL insider Jordan Schultz from Fox Sports, McLaurin has made it clear that he's frustrated with the lack of movement on a long-term deal. He even left voluntary workouts unexpectedly after initially showing up, a major red flag in off-season negotiations. As of June 5th, Schultz reported that talks have been minimal, and with the star receiver entering the final year of his contract, the writing may be on the wall. Now imagine this. McLaurin, playing behind a rookie quarterback in Washington, Jaden Daniels, had arguably his best season yet. Nearly 1,100 receiving yards, 13 touchdowns, 13 yards per reception. That's elite production, and that's with a quarterback still learning the ropes. What happens when you put him alongside Josh Allen, one of the NFL's most physically gifted and aggressive downfield throwers? The ceiling might not even exist. The numbers back it up. In the last 3 seasons, 2021, 2022, and 2023, McLaurin eclipsed 1,000 yards each year. He's had at least 77 receptions in every season. His yards per reception have hovered in the 12 to 15 range, and he's done this while catching passes from the likes of Jacoby Brissett and Sam Howell. The consistency? Undeniable. The production? Impressive. The potential fit in Buffalo? Almost too perfect. But let's talk price. Bleacher Report floated a proposed trade, Terry McLaurin and a 2026 fifth-round pick to Buffalo in exchange for Curtis Samuel and a first-rounder. That's steep, and Tyler Jones, host of Bills Breakdown, didn't hold back. According to Jones, that asking price is simply too high. Not because McLaurin isn't worth a first-round pick, talent-wise, he is, but because of the financial baggage that comes with him. Draft Network projects McLaurin's next deal to be in the ballpark of 3 years, $94.5 million. That's top-tier money, and it's why Jones believes Buffalo could land him for something closer to a second and fifth-round pick, skipping the part where they give up a starter like Samuel or part ways with a coveted first-rounder. So what's really on the line here? Beyond the money and the draft capital, this is about making sure Josh Allen has everything he needs. The Bills can't afford to repeat the mistake New England made in the latter years of Tom Brady's tenure, relying too heavily on a quarterback's greatness while underinvesting in offensive weapons. That strategy caught up to Brady, and it could catch up to Buffalo if they're not careful. In the current AFC landscape, standing still means falling behind. The Kansas City Chiefs are still kings of the conference, but they're far from alone. The Ravens, Bengals, Texans, Chargers, even the Broncos are all loading up. It's not enough to be good anymore. You have to be great, and adding McLaurin might just be the move that pushes the Bills from contender to front runner. This isn't just about a flashy trade. It's about making a statement, showing the rest of the NFL, and most importantly, your own locker room, that you believe this team can win a Super Bowl, not in the distant future, but right now. And McLaurin fits that mission perfectly. So let's bring it home. Bills Mafia, we're talking about a wide receiver who has thrived in less than ideal conditions, dominated against top corners, and remained consistent through coaching changes, quarterback carousels, and system overhauls. He's 28, still in his physical prime, and finally has the chance to pair with a quarterback who can unlock every ounce of his talent. Does it make sense? From a football standpoint, it's a resounding yes. Financially, it's a heavy lift, but one that could pay off in championship dividends. The only real question now is, will Brandon Beane pull the trigger? And that's where you come in, Bills fans. You've heard the full breakdown. You know the stakes. Now it's time to speak up. Should the Buffalo Bills trade for Terry McLaurin? Is he the final piece this team needs to finally get over the hump? Drop your thoughts in the comments, trade or pass? Let us know what you think, because if this deal goes down, you'll want to say you saw it coming. And here's the thing, Bills Mafia, this isn't just another offseason rumor. This is a potential turning point, a fork in the road, a moment we could look back on a year from now, win or lose, and say, that was it. That's when everything changed. Because when you break this situation down, piece by piece, the logic behind bringing Terry McLaurin to Buffalo doesn't just hold up, it screams urgency. Start with the glaring need at wide receiver. Yes, Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox are legitimate threats at tight end, and yes, James Cook has developed into a capable weapon out of the backfield. But let's be honest, since Stefon Diggs was traded to Houston, the Bills have lacked a true WR1, that elite receiver who commands attention, wins matchups, and opens the field for everyone else. Khalil Shakir has shown flashes. Rookie Keon Coleman has potential, but relying on upside and depth when you're trying to beat Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and C.J. Stroud in consecutive playoff games, that's a dangerous game to play. Terry McLaurin isn't potential. He's proof. Proof that he can produce no matter who's under center. Proof that he can take over games. Proof that he can be the guy. And when paired with Josh Allen, the combination could be flat out lethal. And don't underestimate what that message would mean inside the locker room. A move like this tells your franchise quarterback, we've got your back. We're not wasting your prime. We're going for it. Now, that kind of faith resonates. It energizes the team. It builds trust. The AFC East isn't a cakewalk either. The Dolphins aren't going away. The Jets are banking on a healthy Aaron Rodgers and a top 3 defense. The Patriots are in rebuild mode, but still play tough. The Bills need more than just status quo to stay on top. They need to evolve, to adapt, and this trade would be that evolution. Let's revisit the money part. A potential $94.5 million contract over 3 years? That's steep. But what elite talent isn't? At that level, you're not just paying for production. You're paying for competitive advantage. You're paying to keep defenses honest, to stretch the field.